Bulls Nation, today we are going to continue the discussion of some of our players on the roster. And this player, again, very similar to a player like Devin Dotson, did not get much of an opportunity on the Chicago Bulls this season. But overall, I think many people see the potential in this player. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, today we're going to be talking about Adam Mokoka, the French shooting guard that in the end did make a good impression last season under Jim Boylan, but did not really have too much of a chance this season under Billy Donovan. And the question is this a player that we should continue to develop for the Chicago Bulls? Without further ado, let's talk about Adam Mokoka in this video. Let's do it. What's up, everybody? It's the Aidan Sports Show, and welcome back to another video. Today, we've got a Chicago Bulls related video, and this one is referring to a player that has not been given much opportunity on this team, but in the end, many people, including myself, believes there is still a future for this player on the Chicago Bulls. His name is Adam Mokoka. He's from France. In the end, he's a very young player from a two-way contract, had some garbage time minutes for the Chicago Bulls this year, really made an impact in terms of his chance and opportunity last season. And in the end, we still have a long way to go with this player, but is he someone that the Chicago Bulls should continue to develop? But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Aidan Sports Show YouTube channel. Turn notifications on. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts about Adam Mokoka, and can he be someone that earns his way into an opportunity on the Chicago Bulls going forward? This player is very interesting in my opinion, Adam Mokoka. When I first saw the signing of him, I believe it was 2 years ago now, maybe a year ago, he was definitely an interesting player. He's a player that, again, values the defensive side of the ball a lot. He's definitely a defensive-minded player, and he had the ability somewhat to become a viable offensive player as well. When he signed on a two-way deal for, I believe, 2 years, and that was a deal that, in my opinion, I was somewhat okay with. In the end, these types of players, especially players that work their way up from the G League to the NBA, is just as important in many ways as a college player coming into the NBA. You need to have a lot of options, and a lot of options suit different people. So the fact that Adam Mokoka got his opportunity in the G League, some garbage time minutes here and there, came in for an injury in terms of one of our positions last year, did very well, guarded Luka Doncic, did all these things, has that experience under his belt. There were some positive signs for Adam Mokoka. This year's a little bit of a different story, however. I'm not too sure about his G League run, and I'm not going to pretend like I know about his G League run for, I believe it was the Windy City Bulls. With Adam Mokoka, his season averages was 1.1 points per game, 0.4 rebounds, 0.4 assists, shooting 36% from the field, and shooting 10% from the three-point line. That's a very, very shocking number. But in the end, when you're only averaging 1 point per game, when you're only really getting about 2 minutes per game for garbage time minutes, you only played 14 games this year for the Chicago Bulls. None of those stats mean anything to me, but I thought it was important to bring it up nonetheless. Now, the question is for Adam Mokoka is, do the Chicago Bulls see him as a player that could continue to develop? And in my opinion, I definitely see value in developing this kind of player. I've seen that he's taken opportunities when it's presented to him. He's obviously very hardworking. And at the end of the day, at the age of 22, there's still something about him that we could continue to see. So it's important for the Chicago Bulls to find players like this, even if it isn't exactly Adam Mokoka, even if we find someone else that might not be Adam Mokoka from the G League or from again, this is what the Summer League's for, finding players that are not currently under contract, players that don't play for other teams, players that are not in talks with other teams, finding those types of hidden gems and developing them into a suitable NBA player and a player that we can work with in the long term. So in terms of this, I see a very positive continuation for Adam Mokoka on this team in terms of the G League and in terms of the NBA and what he could bring. In the end, I don't like seeing that Adam Mokoka hasn't gotten enough opportunities on this team, because the fact of the matter is, whether you agree with me or not, I feel like there has been more people on this team that did not deserve as much opportunities as Adam Mokoka probably deserves. I feel like Adam Mokoka should have definitely had a little bit more of a run in this team compared to other players. And that's unfortunate that I'm saying that, and it's very, very upsetting to say that too. the Chicago Bulls, who in reality have done very well from last season to this season. But the reality is there are a few mistakes in terms of what the coaching staff and the minutes behind a lot of these players have gotten. And Adam Mokoka, I feel like, is definitely a big part of that. And the example I'm going to bring is once again towards the last game of the season, where we had Devin Dotson get an opportunity. He got some playing time, meaningful minutes, and impactful minutes. Yet Adam Mokoka wasn't seen. When in reality, he's definitely a player that I feel like we should be developing because he can become a two-way player in the NBA. I've always rated two-way players highly. I continue to rate two-way players highly. In the end, we don't know if Adam Mokoka will be a viable two-way option on this team, let alone in the NBA. But if you're going to continue to develop him, having a game like that at the last game of the season where it doesn't mean much to our season, we're not going to finish any lower or any higher, Adam Mokoka should have played, and I'm very upset that we didn't. And that could also be an indication that he might not be a viable future option for the Chicago Bulls. And that's something that I think we all need to take in and understand, that maybe he just isn't the right guy for the Chicago Bulls. However, in saying that, I'm very optimistic about Adam Mokoka. I believe there could be something to Adam Mokoka, and I believe that there's an opportunity there for us to continue to develop the game of Adam Mokoka. Once again, those players that have been given a lot of opportunities that might not have deserved it might not be here next season. So there is opportunities there for Adam Mokoka and for other players, whether coming into this team or already on this team, to get more meaningful minutes and to show what they've got at the NBA level. And Adam Mokoka fits that dramatically. And I hope he could do it. That's all I could say. I hope he can do it. I hope he can show to Billy Donovan, to NBA scouts, to the Chicago Bulls, that he can be an option for the Chicago Bulls. He can be an option in the NBA, and he can have a future in this team and in this league. And if he can continue to prove people wrong, if he can continue to develop his game, if we have the right people around him in terms of developing his game, then I believe Adam Mokoka is someone we should at least consider keeping for the Chicago Bulls. But once again, it's a low risk for a high reward. He's a low risk player. In the end, if we get rid of this player, I feel like many people won't really care too much if we get rid of Adam Mokoka just like that, because he's a low risk player. He's a two-way player. In the end, many people have seen that there's good potential in him, but at the end of the day, it's just potential. And there's not many meaningful games for us to show what he's made of. But if we can keep him and develop him and he ends up becoming a big part of the team, then we've said that we've worked on this player from the very beginning, and look where it's got us now. Look at the hard work pay off. And that is something I definitely want to see. I always want to see players on this team to get better and to earn their way in. Jimmy Butler was one of those players. In the end, he was a player that got very little game time, but he worked his way and he worked his way and he worked his way and he worked his way, and he became an all-star for this team. He became one of our best players, and he's become one of our best players of all time for the Chicago Bulls. I know many people don't want to see that, but in terms of the all-time Chicago Bulls, Jimmy Butler's not far away from that list. At the end of the day, he's definitely not the best. He's not close to the best, but he's up there in terms of some of our best players that we've ever seen on a Chicago Bulls team. And the fact of the matter is, that can happen to anybody if they put in the work and they are confident in themselves. So, with Adam Mokoka, who's 6'4", 22 years old, has 1 year of experience in the NBA, this is an opportunity for him to continue to work and to continue to develop his game. And in the end, something like this may happen for him. It is a wishful thinking. I want to stay positive about Adam Mokoka. In the end, this is definitely someone that we could just secretly get rid of and no one will know. And in the end, no one will really be fussed about it. But in terms of this player, I strongly believe the Chicago Bulls should keep him on, develop him more. He's a two-way player, so it's not going to take a roster spot that's undeserving. And let's see where he can go from here. But the most important thing is he needs an opportunity, and he needs to find a way to deserve an opportunity. So it's, again, similar to Devin Dotson, the Summer League, in my opinion, will be a very important aspect for Adam Mokoka. I think he can play in the Summer League. I think he should play in the Summer League. And we're going to have to wait and see how well he does in the Summer League and if he is deserving of an opportunity on this team. That's it. I'm going to end the video here. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. Have a wonderful and safe day, Bulls Nation. I'll see you in another Chicago Bulls video. Take care and peace.